Nice. I think more people are joining. May I know from which all states we have people here? Anyone from Telangana or Andhra? I'm from Hyderabad here.
Same.
Yeah, I'm from Andhra.
Nice. Anyone from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka?
Guys, you can comment your state and city, or else maybe you can speak as well.
Nice. We have some new faces here.
Someone raise their hand. Yeah, Bilal, Kaushik, Ayagna.
Right.
Hi.
I have one of my friend Igna. He's also from basically from Chennai.
Oh, great.
Hi, everyone.
So we have Egna in today's call, who is a AI researcher. So we'll be sharing his insights on AI. Looking forward to your talk, Egna.
Yeah, thanks, Vamsi. I think we can just start with Web3 and part, and shall I talk about AI then, or should I just start with AI and then we can like
Yeah, so I think we can start with AI itself, I guess, because we'll start with first intros, right? Later we can start with AI stuff. Like it's mostly like a combination of both. I mean, you can take the AI part, you can discuss about the AI part, like the latest research and developments in AI. But yes, we can in between we can talk about how AI is making the onboarding experience in Web3 better. In between me, Kaushik, Shivaram, Rohan, we can talk about it.
yeah, okay, yeah, it
Yeah.
works. Okay.
I think we like we can give a little bit of intro of our
Yeah,
work also, then find a middle ground where it works.
yeah.
So I think important thing is like we are at two different intersect, like two different
Correct.
parallels. We have to find that ground. So I think that's the most important point
Mhm.
in this kind of discussion, because we'll always be biased into trying to figure out where is that intersection. So when we have this casual discussion about just the AI and Web3, we should find that middle ground.
Yeah, great. So yeah, that's our agenda. So we can keep it, more conversational and casual. So we can discuss about like both the intersection of AI and Web3, right? Instead of just one person giving the talk, we can all just share our insights and we can discuss the ideas.
Yeah, sure, that works.
Yeah. We are starting with the intros. Hi everyone, I'm Vamsi. So I'm from OnchAIn Asia Hub. I'll be the host today. Yeah. So we have Hyderabad DAO today. They're all we are collaborated with Hyderabad DAO. We have Shivaram and Rohan from Hyderabad DAO, and Kaushik is working on Bruvit. So we have collaborated with them earlier as well. So good to bring them back. Thank you guys for collaborating again. Yeah, looking forward to the talk. And yeah, we have Agna, who is a AI researcher. So yes, so we have both type of people. We have people from AI side and we have people from Web3, and yeah, we have like intersection of both. So yeah, we can dive deep into the both of it. And I hope you guys can get insights from this today's call. And yeah, you can all later we also have a Q&A, so we can feel free to share your queries.
Yes, thanks for the intro. Shall I go next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, good to be back. I think we had the last discussion also with on-chain Asia. It was, I think, a very productive discussion. Like, obviously, we talked mostly about Bruvit, but I think we talked a lot post that about crypto in general, um, particularly on the onboarding part, and then some banter around how to get into Web3. I think it was very insightful experience. I think that's why I'm really keen to have this discussion as well, because I like the last time flow. It went like really casual. So yeah, like good to be having this discussion. Yeah, so about myself, like I've been in crypto for more than 7 years full time, and then last 5 years I've been mostly working on the wallet sector, a bunch of different projects. Finally, working on something that is like keen to me, like making the Web3 like crypto user experience much more smoother, onboarding smoother with like bunch of learnings I had from the last 5 years. So that's what we are working with the Bruvit. We are solving a lot of smaller things, but the ultimate goal is to make the onboarding experience not just for consumers, but for institutions and agents. That is something that would be a discussion today, because Bruvit is as an application or as an account, it can be used along with the accounts for the agents as well, either directly giving them the access to account or having user give some part of their access to the agents as well. So yeah, so we are building an account layer or account infrastructure which has all the experience that the user wants, but it's much more than that. So everyone should be able to use it. So that's about Bruvit. And if anyone wants to experience, you can just go to bruvit.money and get the experience of like app.bruvit.money to quickly get onboarded.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaushik. I will go next. Yes, we are back again with another town hall. Very excited. Thank you, Vamshi, for bringing up this again. Yeah, here is the link to it.me. So yeah, as Kaushik mentioned, we are always ready to, explore new fields and try to talk with new like people in the industry who are from different sectors and working on various tech stacks in Web3 itself. So, we all align with each other and bring that, this Web3 is for everyone, not just for folks native to crypto, but people into Web2, AI, be it their background dev or marketer. That's what aligns with what we do at Hyderabad DAO as well. So yeah, Rohan is also here. So we would like, do a lot of activities, be it just casual meetups to dev focused workshops, hackathons, and then now doing AMAs with T-Hub, XTC, and lot of stuff. So pretty excited to, meet people like all of you and bring everyone to on-chain movement with all the activities which we do. So yeah, pretty excited. Thank you.
That's great, Shivaram. So is Rohan available now? Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yeah, I think Rohan is on mode. So you can continue.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I think Yagna, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Yajna. I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm based currently in Bangalore. So I've been in AI industry for around AI engineer for around 7 years. And recently I'm working for a US startup based on reinforcement learning, which is a part of AI. And into crypto, through Bruvit, I got introduced to crypto, and I'm just excited to see where AI can help in crypto, or crypto can help AI kind of situation. And that's it. So I would like to learn and also share my knowledge as well.
That's great, Yagna. So like maybe we can start with Bruvit first, I guess. Kaushik, would you like to give a demo of Bruvit?
Yeah, for sure. Do we go with the demo or just I talk about Bruvit? I think it's fine.
Yeah, anything. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think simultaneously I'll open the tab and
Yeah, sure.
probably we'll talk over it and maybe I'll come to the intersection of AI and maybe we can talk more about AI post that. That makes sense.
Sure.
Right. So all right. Yeah, so I think we talked a lot about Bruvit in our last session. As I was talking about it at the very beginning, our goal has been always to make the UX better for crypto. It's not just about onboarding, but how do you carry on post that? For example, you can there are like different requirements for people to get onboarded to crypto. So some people quickly, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay. I think my network is
Yes.
okay. So yeah, so some people want the security as their primary aspect for, let's say, something like institution DAO, where they hold a huge amount of funds, but they will always compromise the security, user experience. So they will not have access to like easy transactions. They will always be prioritizing the multi-factor authentication or the single signer. That means you need like multiple people to approve the transaction, or let's say there is like a uh, there is no social login involved, passkey login involved, all those kind of things, or you still have to figure out who pays the transaction fee and everything. That's like the harder way. I think my network has some issues. Am I audible?
Yeah.
You're audible.
Okay, not able to roll the site again. Okay. So, yeah, so that's one part of the institutions. But when we come to the consumer app, the consumer app would want to quickly onboard into crypto. Uh, so that they log in with social login or any other thing, but they will always compromise over the security. So they will not be able to harden their security, such as measures such as adding a 2FA or adding some more mechanism on top of it. So it always becomes tricky to give that one account that will have that will work for everybody. So that's something that has been always our vision, to give that kind of like a account which is something very similar to the banking experience. So people are very familiar with the banking experience because everybody goes through one particular way of onboarding, which go to the bank, create a net banking account, and you can always make sure that your needs, based on your need, you can keep on changing how the configuration. If you want harden your security, if you want to ease the security, you could do that as well. So all these mechanisms are there. At the same time, you have these interfaces on top of it. Like if you want to have the UPI interface for the bank, it will give much more better experience on phone. You will be able to have some of the smaller functionalities such as UPI mandate, subscriptions, and everything. So it may not be a great channel because it has a lot of layers beneath it, because it's still not self-custody, but people are used to that. So what we wanted to bring was that banking experiences to crypto world, but at the same time giving all the power of crypto, such as self-custody, so which is the hardest thing to do. So without compromising the UX and security, we want to bring that experience of UPI movement or the banking experience to crypto. So solving this problem for not just individual but for institutions, and at the same time this could be used for any other non-living beings as well, such as any agents. If it could be automation service behind that, or it could be a agent which acts on its own as well, completely autonomous agents. All these things are possible. So yeah, that's like the basic intro of Bruvit. So over the last few months, we have been experimenting more on the agent part as well, because our initial goal was always consumer app and the institutions. But post last 2 months, we have been integrating with different services. We went to the hackathon and we asked people to build on our delegation system. So how exactly it works is that it's not just a new account for an agent, but most of the time people want the agent not to be completely powerful, but at the same time they have to act like your sidekick, or they have to be your assistant. So what you can do is that you can have an agent and they actually take control of your wallet, but for a small amount of time, or it could be a partial access as well. That is something that is possible with Bruvit, because you have something called as a programmable or delegated access. So you can give partial access to agent and revoke it anytime. So that's what we call it as a programmable management of account. So we experimented that through hackathons, and we like open sourced we had our SDK and everything. So people built very cool use cases on top of it, such as there was an agent which could actually do a transaction offline. You give access to that agent and you send SMS to that agent from your authenticated phone, and it will be able to do on-chain transactions through SMSs. This was possible. It could pass your data SMS, and you could understand what you're telling, and based on that it will relay that transaction to you, because it has partial access to do that. And there will be like betting agents, also some cool things where agent can actually monitor all the games that is happening, or the betting that is happening, and post when the game ends, or when the betting completes, it will take the decision on what happened and distribute the funds accordingly. So these are not like super great use cases of agent. That could be really clever agents which we are working on. For example, something like uh, smarter investment, smarter smarter way of yield balancing. So if you want to earn an interest on a particular investment strategy, it will get you the best interest uh, by rebalancing your strategies and everything. There are like complex strategies which AI is really good at doing that. So that is also possible. So I personally believe a crypto and agent intersection will happen more on the DeFi and the governance side, and that's what very excited that the Bruvit can actually also help in that intersection. So yeah, that's about Bruvit. If I think I'm not sure why my network is a little slow. I'm not able to open them. Okay, I'm able to open them. Okay. So yeah, this is like a Bruvit account. So as you can see, it's like a basic account that you can log in with social login. One of the things that again I was telling is we wanted to rename that terminology of wallet, which everybody is familiar with, like crypto wallets, because obviously for new users, wallet is something that is confusing because they are not able to closely compare with what's the traditional world look like. So we wanted to just name it as account because people are very familiar with social accounts or banking account and everything. Because anyway, most of the time in crypto we deal with finances, so banking account makes sense. So we call it as a crypto account. So the crypto account for everyone. And when you log in, you get access to all the tokens. We should not be able to, understanding different chains. You should be able to do transaction across seamlessly, and you don't have to pay for gas fees. We will sponsor it. So all those smaller things we do have in our application. But to specifically for this conversation, maybe what I would like to show you something like a delegated account concept that we have, where you can give access to either a different account. Let's say somebody has a Bruvit account or somebody who doesn't have a Bruvit account. You can just delegate some part of your asset to them, either through a condition. Say you can say that limited access, or you can give full access to a particular asset. For example, let's say I say on-chain demo, and I can say full access, and I can select any of the asset that I have. And then let's say I have like plenty of asset, but I want to give access to only USDC. I can just select that, and then I can give granular permission. Like, do they have only spend permission or swap permission? So think about it like you are giving an access to either a person or either automated agent, so that the agent will take call on your behalf, but that agent will be able to do transactions only on that particular asset. So I can choose different authentication mechanism for this user on agent. So let's say I have this is a different account that I have, but I'll just give this access. Something like that. Okay. So I've created this account. So, but you can see previous, some of these accounts. So this particular account I created, and it just has access to. It's not updated yet. So once the on-chain permission goes through, you'll be seeing. And these are all the accounts I have. For example, I have this faucet agent as well. So this has several permission to spend on my behalf. So if you go to maybe post some conversation, I can show the agent transactions as well, because an agent will actually be able to do like swaps and like a subscription based recurring transaction as well, which I will show. But yeah, this is how the delegation works. And yeah, so they will be able to do transaction on your behalf, which I think is a good way to restrict an agent to taking reckless decision. And you will always be able to revoke these permissions as well whenever you want. So that's about Bruvit. And if someone wants to add on top of it or have questions, we can answer.
Thanks for the demo, Kaushik. It's actually like till late. Bruvit is something I personally would like to use because I've been trying to use it as well. Right. Yeah, it's a fully decentralized. Yes. Someone
Yeah,
judge
yeah.
you.
So these permissions are also like on-chain permission. So we don't do any off-chain kind of permission, which a lot of these wallets does. So all these permissions are actually triggered on directly onto the account. So we have like internally something called as an extension for this account. So that is what we call it as a programmable wallets, programmable account. So we add this extension of permissions, and then we will be able to restrict that using something called as a policy permissions. So that is how we will be able to completely in a decentralized way, in a trustless way, make this permissioning as well.
Maybe we can explain about account abstraction and how it was, earlier, like externally uploaded accounts and smart contract accounts, which are like unified into smart wallet accounts, right? Maybe we can explain about that.
Yes. So yeah, this is a smart account itself. As I was telling, one of the things that we are trying to solve is uh, like having an account for everyone, right? So that means a particular account. One of the things with the smart account, why we call it a smart account, because it can evolve based on its needs. So, or we call it as a programmable account or programmable wallet. Uh, what we use under the hood, one of the decisions that we took in Bruvit, there are like plenty of different implementation of smart accounts which are well audited and all. But we have been using a battle tested account or a smart wallet called as a safe under the hood. So safe is a very well known smart wallet or a smart account which has been there since 2018. Initially, they were very popular for multi-sig wallet, so that they were initially used as a treasury management for institutions and DAO. But currently individuals also use it. But again, it's like a little rough for a normal users to get onboarded. What Bruvit has solved is even the normal users with social login just get access to this account, smart wallet. And we made that experience much more smoother with this account abstraction concept. Smart wallet itself or the safe itself is just a smart account that is deployed, and it doesn't have an abstraction layer, account abstraction layer, because you directly interact from your wallets such as MetaMask and interact with the, if you go to safe.global, app.safe.global, you'll be able to use it as well. But if you use our application, we built through a layer of account abstraction. What that means is that we abstracted a lot of these authentication mechanisms, easier to do that. The transaction relaying thing. For example, if you want to do a transactions on Safe or any of these wallets, you still have to pay your gas from your external wallet. So that means you need native token. If you're doing a transaction on Ethereum, you need Ether. If you're doing a transaction on Polygon, you need Poly token. But since we are abstracting away this relaying mechanism we have in between, or we use some tooling called as a bundling or infrastructure called as a bundler ecosystem. The user creates this like user of sign it and then send it to the bundler. Bundler relays it to the protocol, which is the Ethereum blockchain. So we have this relay ecosystem. Again, these are still decentralized mechanism. It's just that it makes that experience much more smoother. So we use this implementation called as ERC-4337. If people are familiar there in the crypto, they would be familiar with this implementation. It's a very widely used popular account abstraction standard that's been used, and still the very popular one. So yeah, we built that on top of Safe. So yeah, again, I was telling Safe, the reason we made that choice, because the Safe will work for institution, it will work for end users, it will even work for the agents as well. And it will always have the configurable security as they go, and either increase or decrease. It's completely interoperable with the Safe wallet as well. If you want to anytime use this Safe Bruvit account in the Safe wallet, that is also possible. So I'll just show you one of the transactions, how smooth is with the help of account abstraction. So you have this 5 USDC. I don't have any gas token right now, but I'm just going to buy, let's say, Uniswap token with 1 USDC. So otherwise you will have to fill in some ether to this. So now I'll just get this code and I'll just confirm, and don't worry about anything else. So from the 1 USDC, I'll be able to buy this much uni with just click of it. So that's what account abstraction enables you to do, like any transaction pretty smoothly. So if you see, the swap is done. So or the exchange is done. So that's how the smoother experience you can provide this with account abstraction on top of the smart account, right? I think someone told, oh, it gets lost in the market. So we were actually live since 3 months, so 3.5 4 months. So you can always check it out. So you can just visit app.bruvit.money. We are currently live on 13 chains, so all your favorite chains should be there. And yeah, we are fully EVM compatible at this point.
So, Kaushik, like what kind of areas or domains in crypto do you think AI will help? Like currently, like starting from Bruvit or generally, I would say, or like
Yeah,
low-hanging fruit kind of projects.
yeah, I think the AI part, again, there would be a lot of scenarios people or the integration people might find out. There has been a lot of things people wanted to make crypto better with AI, such as either the consensus layer or the protocol layer. Can we do that better with the AI as a verification system or the whatever? But I think for me personally, AI can always be like a help to make the crypto better, end users better than the protocol integration. For now, at least, it makes sense to me. For example, the reason it's like it's see, AI has been there for a really long time in different sectors as well. But at the end, I think it's just making the end users experience or the life better, right? Because people are the programmers are able to code faster.
Yeah.
People are able to write better, content better, do everything faster. So in crypto also, I think the boring stuff is something people should focus on to make the experiences better with crypto. So one of the hottest things when crypto, something like a ChatGPT came, was people trying to make this chat kind of interfaces for crypto. So because previously chatbots were very popular back in like since 2018 itself, just to understand, it's a natural language processing, right? Like you will be able to understand it quickly. But since ChatGPT became very popular, people just started creating this chat interfaces for crypto, saying that, okay, I want to send this one USDT to this one, or swap one USDC to ETH, find me the best price. So it would go and find that best network available or the swap interface or whatever it is, and it will try to do that. It just it still felt like it's a chat interface, but under the hood, at least it was doing something, more than just understanding the language, right? So it was just like natural understanding the tool and finding that best mechanism behind the scene. So, but I think the best use case is still what the the programming world that we are using. For example, either it's coding on users' behalf, which is with the agent itself, because agent is the ultimate thing for us to make the boring jobs faster. Because if you are not online, the agent should also code on your behalf. So currently we do use it like a couple of clicks, the agent will code for you. But I think in crypto, one of the things is that it runs 24/7, right? So something that can actually monitor our portfolio and do some boring stuff for us behind the scenes. Either it's a security thing, like preventing our wallet, or trading on our behalf, taking some of the smaller decisions to make our portfolio better. That is still kind of like a higher priority use cases, I feel as just as a app integrations, agent integration. And the other thing it could be is AI is very popular. Sorry, crypto is very popular for decentralized governance. So one of the good thing about crypto is there is no central body taking decisions on any kind of uh, like uh, even if it's a political decisions of a blockchain, what the next feature should be, what the app, what the protocol feature should be add. For example, even in Ethereum, even one of the protocol implementations, any changes that you have to do, it will go through some governance. And that governance is decentralized, but it's a very cluttered area to take a decision. There, it takes a lot of time to take a decision. And there are some of these protocols where token holders, this is something that is very popular for governance. So token holders take decisions on what that fund should be spent on as a budget for to make that protocol better, or what the next feature should be. It's still a little cluttered, and if there are enough funds to spend for something, they always take decisions on finances, like where that fund should be spent on as a governance, all the people who hold these funds. So what it is happening is that since these governance tokens are cluttered, everybody owns this governance token, people delegate someone to take decisions on my view. For example, I might have 6 governance token, but I don't know anything about these different 6 projects. So I will delegate this to someone who is well known to take decisions on my behalf. So this is still a democratic. So it's happening in a democratic way, but it's not that great. Because we might be like very biased in giving this delegation to someone else without even knowing who they are or whatever, or there are a lot of issues that would happen. So what I would say is that these are very boring tasks. So the agents would be the perfect one to take an analysis. If there are like really trusted agents which could do that. I think Vitalik also has stressed a lot about this on governance is kind of like ultimate use case for these agents. So I think that's, these are some of my thoughts.
So I think someone has raised a question.
Yeah, I think Srini.
Hi, Kaushik. Hi, Yagna.
Yes, Srini.
Thank you so much for that great talk. And so you covered something in the beginning, Kaushik, which really, that is what AI blows my mind about DeFi, right? You said how AI agents can help you with DeFi. And there are so many products being built right now. Like I'm testing in some protocols. One is on Base, one is on Hyper EVM. So on Base like this, we have this agentic vaults by Ichi, where like the vault, you just put in one side of the vault and like the agent takes care of it. It's like a market maker agent for that vault. So that is so amazing. Like I'm waiting for Bruvit to get into that and give us that product to test out. And the other thing, like you said, again, like last year when I used to do this airdrop farming and all like on Solana, so you had to like borrow, lend, then create LPs. Now, if I had an agent doing that, like instead of spending 4 to 5 hours in that meme coin trenches and all that, if you can have one of these agents to do that work for you, right? So it sees like which protocol is giving the best return on borrowing and on what do you say, deposits, and like it can adjust it to ensure that you don't lose money on borrow and deposit, and like you end up gaining a lot of tokens as airdrop farming points, right? So a lot of these protocols which are launching, like there are so many new chains launching regularly, L2s. Imagine having an agentic, an agent to do that stuff for you. So that's why I'm very interested in this. And it's like AI has been blowing my mind in DeFi. So I'm waiting for Bruvit to get into that. And I think till now, what you guys have done is amazing. And you said that account abstraction also, right? It is so easy for teams. I keep telling Rohan this, that your product is one of the best things for Web3 teams. And I think I want to see some teams adopt this and like test it out in their, we have so many founders in our project, Hyderabad DAO and other communities. You should tell them to test it out among their teams and see how much money they save on the gas fees. Because I remember like when we used to get our salary in Cuboid, for every $100, we used to lose $4 because of that. There is some provider who has to convert it, the project gives the money to that third party, and the third party distributes it to all these wallets and takes some commission. So this would save a lot of money for projects.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks a lot for your kind words. Hey, your words always like keeps us going. Like you're always motivating, and obviously you are not always, posting as you give like really good critical comments also, which we have been implementing and hearing you. So that's always good to hear coming from you. Yeah, I completely agree. Like I think agent can do a lot of things. Like as you told, something like as boring as farming or any I think that's what, right? Like either if it's like a very intellectual task that agents can do, very boring task agent can do, anything that runs 24/7 agents can do. So it's just that we have to figure out how to give this experience for the consumers, because these things have been, people have been using behind the scenes in the institutions or bigger places, but it's just the consumers always gets it at the end. So that's something that we want to do, give this agent power to the consumers uh, through the Bruvit or through the consumer app, because that's how, that's always how been, because yeah, we can solve this problem for everyone, but when you solve this for the consumer, that's when we can onboard everyone to the crypto. Because at the end, a lot of people keep on saying, what is that one thing that you can make very easy so that mass audience can come? I think agents can also be that one of that thing that they see this wow factor of crypto, because that is something that the traditional banking cannot easily give this agentic integration to banking. But if you can do that for crypto and show this to the end users, they will be like, okay, this is a wow factor. This is kind of like a UPI moment that we are looking for, that everybody wants to onboard.
Absolutely. Hey, sir, thank you so much for all your support and love for Bruvit and yeah, of course, Hyderabad now. You have been our long-term supporter and always been, connecting us with great folks across the industry. And we are expecting, more people should join this, Web3 movement, be it Web2 or Web3. So people like you will be, the pioneers and helping us to drive this very actively, since the community is, it means it's all about, collaborating with the people, be it, OGs or the newbies. It's everyone under one hood and bringing the adoption of mass crypto together.
I think that is, Shiv, you said it very correctly. Like the problem that I see in my, I also have been trying to preach Web3 to my equivalents in the corporate side, my age group, right? So the problem is corporate Web3 is totally different from our degen Web3. They don't understand the logic. They don't understand this. Uh, you have to change your. I mean, you have to unlearn and relearn if you are already in an advanced stage. So that is why it is so important what Hyderabad DAO and other communities are doing, that onboarding youngsters into this, because at the early stage you will be able to understand it much better. Like my children understand it better than my wife. So that is the thing about Web3.
Yes, sir, I completely second that. Especially with the corporates, they are still stuck in Hyperledger Fabric. Sorry to say that, but I have experienced that, and yeah, that's very tough to onboard them. Yeah, but somehow we are trying with the help of some local Web2 communities as well. So wherever there is opportunity to teach people about crypto or Web3. So people basically in Web2 community and corporate still think, a lot of people, blockchain means something related to cyber security. That's totally awkward moment to me whenever I meet folks. But yeah, surprisingly, that is kind of positive thing. But yeah, I need to explain them more about what is decentralization and how this gonna, change the way the people live. So all these things really matters a lot. Cool. I have one question to Yajna. Hey, Yajna, show this side. So,
Yeah, hi.
yeah, I heard like you're a AI researcher. So, what is your entry point to Web3 or blockchain, apart from like maybe trading or investing? Like, how you entered this way into crypto from the person like AI researcher?
Okay, so in that aspect, I would I'm still like as I told, I have been introduced into crypto like in the trading point only, like through it. So not in the aspect of research, I would say, because mostly I work on different domains. But in crypto, because I think currently AI is at a stage where in all the domains it is being used not to invent something new, but to some rewrite some of the codes that were that was doing something. For example, if you take networking domain, they were already trying to do cyber security, threat detection, all these things, firewall, rule-based IP blocking, all these things. There were agents, but they call it as an agent, but it is just a maybe a code written in Python or something like that. But now with
Yeah,
AI, they're just reinventing it. Just because AI is able to do a lot of stuff, they're trying to build that ecosystem with AI again. So it is a project built on. I mean, there is already a working model. They are trying to improve the accuracy of it or optimize it through AI. So that's how it's happening everywhere. So it is always, for example, there is no much difference in AI from domain to domain, I would say, when you are implementing something. For example, chatbot, or like how Kaushik told the AI agent part. So that agent is same, like even when you club it with Zerodha or do it something, that agent will be similar to doing decisions or all these things. But the challenges I would see in crypto is like, how would you make that AI agent decentralized? Like where would you run the model?
Yeah.
The data would be stored. Like how would you make that contract wallets or all these stuff? So that part is actually exciting for me, because there is no constraint like this when I work on other domains. I can just have a database, own the data, have a centralized server, run everything, store everything, make decisions. But here is the actual challenge, right? You have to make it in such a way that user own their data, but no one owns, there is no centralized thing. So that is actually an architectural challenge on top of what we are deploying, where we are deploying AI, kind of. So that part is where I actually want to learn a lot of stuff in crypto, I would say, or try to
Yeah.
implement and see, kind of. But
Yeah,
regardless of that,
that's a great question, Igno. Sorry to cut. Were you going to say something?
no, please go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, the question that you have raised, right? So where we actually deploy the models. So now that we have a lot of good open source models, like recently as OpenAI as well launched their open source models, which can actually be run on mobile as well, right? Like
Yeah,
they have a
correct. WebAssembly
yes,
in
yeah,
browser. Yeah, correct.
exactly. So now that we are getting good open source models, right? Which so we can run the models on we can run the models ourselves, and we can do the LLM inference for our apps and for our critical infrastructure internally itself, without relying on external providers, right? Like all these they claim that they don't store our data, but who knows? Like if some vulnerability, yeah,
True, true. Correct.
yeah. So
What,
yeah.
what I'm telling is, yeah, that aspect is there. But what I'm telling is, from Bruvit itself, when they provide an AI agent, will that AI agent data be stored by Bruvit, or will it be decentralized? Like, meaning, yeah, I understand WebAssembly kind of thing can run in the browser, and like models can do it. But on top of that, the data would be there, right? For example, if we are just trying to user is trying to upload something, or we are trying to query an API and get the data, all these things. And in that angle also, like how will be the architecture? Will it be entirely different from normal AI architecture in any other domain, like in a centralized way, kind of? So that is what I'm really excited, I would say.
Hmm.
The
It's a
system
very good.
design part of it is kind of a tricky thing to think about for me, or I cannot wrap my head around immediately when I see something like that, that kind of a use case.
So there is actually something called FHE, like fully homomorphic encryption. So you can basically like run the test, like you can use, basically you can use the data without actually revealing the data. Like
Okay.
it's related to zero knowledge and
Yeah. Zero knowledge proof, right? Oh,
so there is I mean developments in that side as well. So basically training all the training data, the PDF that users provide to the LLM charts and all, right? Like for RAG and all, for RAG models and all.
yeah.
So
Okay.
like let's say there is a hospital, they're building a RAG model, or there is a banking company, they want a RAG model and all. So they're providing their critical information, right, which they don't want to share with the world, with others, right? So internally they can, if they don't if they're running their own model as well, they can build a RAG model, but still they're using an LLM inference without revealing the information, the data that they use for the RAG model. They can basically I mean, yeah, I'm not sure how exactly FHE at right now, like the stage where FHE is right now. But yes, that's where like FHE is moving towards. Like we can use FHE for working on the data without actually revealing the data.
Oh, okay. But what is the name? FH. Uh, can you please spell it?
Sure. Like it's a fully homomorphic encryption.
Yeah,
Right?
but I think it's for at least right now the agents or anything, since we do not have like a lot of integrations or tests for public
Yes.
cryptography itself. I don't think this is something that is people are prioritizing. For example, I'll tell you, Igna. So the agent stuff in the Web 2 is so ahead in when compared to Web3, because I know that in Web 2, a lot of these agents which you are building for either institutions or let's say pharma industry, whatever, the data will be like very critical for them, right? So if you think about it, in crypto, it's actually an advantage that you don't have to worry about these data, at least most of the time. For example, if it's a trading data of an exchange, yes, the exchange owns this data, and most of the time they also disclose this data for the some of these services to learn from that data. It's also there, but most of these integrations in agents that we are looking for is in the decentralized world. So that means like fully self-custodied decentralized, which you can see in uh, the blockchain itself, right? In the blockchain, every data, if we call this identity in blockchain or a wallet, we call it pseudo anonymous, because it is not tied to a KYC entity, but rather anybody can have any address unless they attach it themselves using their name or something. Nobody knows who that is. But yeah, it's easily possible to get to know how much Vitalik owns, at least his public wallets and all. So these data is already public and everybody knows about it. And also, let's say you go to services like DeFi services like Aave, which is a lending and borrowing service, Morpho lending and borrowing, Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange, 1inch, which is the decentralized exchange. Every data there, it can be indexed. It's very easily available. So at least the initial agents that people are going to build in DEXs or in the investment world, this will be on the decentralized world, because we haven't perfected that itself, that agent. So if you can do that quite easily, uh, yeah, I think we don't have to worry about encrypting the data, at least as of now, unless there are like bigger use cases comes in where I think, let's say at some point privacy takes over. So a lot of these leaders, including Vitalik, they see the full potential of crypto when privacy model is implemented. That means every user gets a completely private account that nobody should be able to trace back their transaction. So these privacy infrastructure already exists. There are privacy coins, there are privacy based protocols and everything, so that you don't have to reveal your account. But it's still a lot away. So like we are still a lot behind in it. So that's what Vamsi was telling. If something like FHE, something like ZK snarks, everything that has been used, people have been trying to use too for the anonymous transactions. But I think there are still limitations when it comes, because the transaction takes longer because you create a proof, and the proof creation mostly takes time. Verification is faster, but the proof creation takes time. So in terms of the technology also, we are a little behind. So if we are having all these agents right now created, we still have a plenty of opportunity to just build it. Like you don't have to ask anyone. You get this data from protocol and you can build agents on top of it.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I understand. So the priority is about introducing the feature first, and then if in case it required, then the privacy comes. Okay.
Yes, that's what I think. Because I think there is a lot of innovations still can be done on the open infra that we have in blockchain.
But what is the, I mean, why I mean, is it because of the community not working on it, or is it actually challenging to introduce these agents into Web3?
No, I think there are a lot of projects. There are a lot of projects. Are there. It's just that consumers, there is a lot of gap in people communicating, getting access to this. If you explore the crypto world, you have all these agents there. You have like so many frameworks. Like Coinbase has created this framework. They have their SDK. It's just that we haven't seen. If you go to the market cap of virtuals or these AXBT, so they are like top. Each and every agent can get their own token. The market cap are like initially, I think they're probably close to billions. I don't know. So if you can open the virtual zones, you can show that. So the market cap is so high. It's just that the people go in the wrong direction of crypto itself, so that we sometimes forget that we want to create a consumer experience. So if you can create that consumer experience, something like ChatGPT we create for crypto, people can experience that. It's just that it's scattered, and if you go deep into it, you might find really good use cases. We haven't found that kind of use cases. I think Srini talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, like I understood a part of what Yagna was asking because I'm not a dev, but like there are protocols that are working on this. I think Arweave used to do something on this decentralized storage, and even Filecoin is there. Like you can pay for that, but I think blockchain as itself, like you can store hashes, right? I mean, like you can store information which is only understandable to you. I mean, like you can store I mean, it can be seen by others, but unless they can decode it, they don't know what it stands for, right? So on the blockchain, it's like I think it allows you to, like, there are some messages like people put, right, like Ethereum, in sometimes in the hashes you see some specific messages. Unless you know where to look for it, you won't find it. So the decentralized storage is there, and maybe Yagna, you can have a look at Filecoin. I'll just share the site in the
Is it
chat.
similar to OrbitDB or something? Like,
No, I put it in the chat. You can just see the website.
oh, okay.
Yeah. And you're right, Kaushik, like AI XBT, like I have to find out where it stores its data, like, because it keeps talking so much that, so it has to be, like, I think it would have been storing on the blockchain itself, or maybe in decentralized storage networks. Like, it itself has so much liquidity, right? I mean, it's a rich AI agent, so it can buy data storage.
Yes.
I think they're using off-chain storage only. Like most of the AI agents on Twitter are using their own. I don't think they are on chain actually.
Exactly. So most of them have just the tokens. If you see the virtuals,
Yeah.
legs, PPC, so we don't see. That's like a very different part. So what they do is that they have their own token. They work on the off-chain infrastructure itself. They all their creating stuffs are mostly off-chain. But one of the interesting things I can show is if anyone has used this, I've been using this. It's very similar to Perplexity. It's by the founders of Instadap and Fluid. They are crypto, so they have this agents off-chain as well and on-chain as well. If you can see, they have like this Aave agent, right? So you basically can ask and it will pick the agent. For example, if I say, find me a best token to invest today, so it will automatically find an agent which can actually which is related to crypto. So let's see what agent it picks. Yeah, it picked the CoinGecko agent, which is a very basic Web2 agent. So their infra is not decentralized. It's just like Web2. It has all the APIs to get the token prices and everything, and it will get the top 20 token like that. And maybe if you ask a little more question, yeah, it comes up with some.
This is nice, Kaushik. Thanks for sharing. Doesn't Virtuals also have something, some Butler or something? I remember they came out with something. Virtuals also.
Oh, okay.
You showed Virtuals before this. I saw you sharing Virtuals.
Okay, I think Vamsi was sharing Virtuals. It's just that Virtual is too scattered in token evaluation. So the reason I like this is because I use it for the Web3 as well. So it has all the things that Perplexity can do. Along with that, if you have anything related to crypto, also it can do. So it has agents of Aave, which is the Aave is an investment. So if you can ask how.
So is this free to use, or like you have some subscription on this?
They do have like I think 20 credits for free, and then after that $5 per month.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So how much can I earn by 100 USDC on Aave? So if I ask probably Aave related question, it might pick the Aave agent. Oh yeah, it did pick Aave start agent, right? So, and not just that, they have like on-chain integration as well. If you want to do the transaction, they have integration with a couple of wallets. They have their own wallets right now, which is Avocado. But yeah, this is the direction I like about agents. So you use the on-chain agents to get the on-chain data, which is already available, and you can also do the on-chain actions. There are two parts of agent. Like one is you get the data and do the analysis and find the best decision, and then one of the cool things of crypto is that we can easily integrate with our applications and accounts, right? Something like Bruvit. We give the on-chain access to you. We give the API. You don't need the permission to do that. As long as we have SDKs API, you can do that. So you can quickly integrate these kind of agents directly into our account, whatever account that's. It's a cool thing. or they have Dune. So Dune is one of these high best analytic tools for crypto. So people write SQLs on top of this on-chain data. So all the data should be available through Dune. Yeah, this big Dune agent. Oh yeah, so it requires, this is what similar to the, you have to configure the API keys and everything. Yeah, pretty similar to Perplexity. Yeah, do check it out. I think this is a good way to explore agents in crypto.
Yeah, Windy is a good platform actually. I mean, virtuals is just for like launching tokens, AI agents and stuff. But yeah, Windy has a good tech.
Yeah, sure, Srini, I will check it out. Cerebro. So I can quickly show, I think agent, I was just experimenting. If anybody wants to see how Bruvit can help with automation for an agent, if you can see my screen. So that's what I was telling. For example, now I have configured this long back some agent, this monad agent. So this agent has access to few of these tokens from me. So we also have an API, which once I give the permission, I can just configure this agent to set, like it will be just like a API endpoint. You can call the API endpoint with some permissioning, like salts and all, and you'll be able to trigger this automation on behalf of user. So whenever you want to do the transaction, I have to come to this wallet, right? So let's say, if you see the activity, I did some experiment here, but let me do a new one. So I'll create this test call, agent call. I want every 5 seconds, this is in millisecond, for next 3 times, I want to swap. So it all automatically picks a swap agent for me. That is what this agent will do. So there is swap and there is send you can do. So I'm saying swap, this is a monad token, which is the a native token, and this is actually USDC. So I want to swap to USDC, and I will say 0.12345, swap this much of USDC to Monad, and this is the account. This is the same account I'm saying. This is the same account address I'm giving here to swap. So this is some ID kind of data for that particular session. So I'll just send this API call. So this has happened. Now if you go, this automation should have triggered by this agent. Let me refresh here. Yeah. So this is the first trade that happened, 0.123 USDC. It swapped to Monad automatically using an exchange integration, which already agent has. It's the latest transaction. So the next two also should happen for every, the next transaction happened. So this is like a subscription thing the agent will do automatically, swap it. So this is just one permission to swap, but you can have like any kind of like interaction with any on-chain protocols. So this is what agent looks like. It like feels like little magic. So it's swap is just a beginning, right? You could do anything with this. You can also see that in the, yeah, this is a test net, but you can give access to the mainnet as well. This is a monad test net. Yeah, cool. Anybody like wants to explore the agentic thing also, like happy to talk to the use cases which you can build with Bruvit. So by the way, like I think next month there is a hackathon happening, ETH India, right? So anyone planning to build again, we are really happy. We'll be there as well in Delhi. So if anyone wants to build there, happy to help with ideations on either agents or anything.
Yeah, and anyone coming to Avalanche Hyderabad Hackathon, they can meet me, Rohan.
Yeah, the hackathon is starting from Friday, right? Friday to Saturday to Sunday.
Yes.
Cool. So I have a question for Igna actually. Igna, are you here?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So see, we usually use LLM models for everything, right? Like for everything, like predictive analysis and everything. Uh, but still, LLM models use transformers, and they are like evolution of deep learning models, right? We actually don't know why it actually said something, like, because it's deep learning, right? We actually don't know why it has said something particularly, right? But
Correct.
yeah, but in machine learning models, we can actually understand, we can actually know that why it has actually given some output, right? So for a lot of use cases, yeah, LLMs are good for a lot of use cases, general use cases. But I think for where the finances are involved, where the critical information is involved, right? Like some medical thing, or
Yeah.
anything financial. I think still ML models are required. Let's say for predictive analysis, like guessing some, predicting some prices, predicting something, we should go for ML models only. But yes, we can maybe there can be a mix of both. We can use both. Like we can use LLM models for function calling the ML models where when required to do this to predict something and stuff. But yes, I think they should go and like, together, I guess, because I'm seeing that people are just teaching ML models, and like when they're new to AI, they're just going with the LLM models alone. I think which is not a good practice in the production, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, it depends on the use case, I would say. For example, like initially, like how Kaushik told, previously NLP was there, but then even that was not explainable better. But now it is also a like unexplainable model, like transformers, but still it is able to give more accuracy than the NLP. You can just type in like grammatically incorrect sentence and still it will understand. And there the requirement is not like why it is replying like this, right? For
Correct.
example, ChatGPT, when it is replying something, no one is going to ask explanation on why you told like this, or they will keep prompting to correct it. It's like a self correction, right? Something like previous ML models that did not have the superpower that ChatGPT had was, you can, the ChatGPT input wasn't text, right? So you can just ask it something like, if it is doing some correction, incorrection, you can itself question it that why are you telling like this? Explain me, which you cannot do with any other ML models. Even
Correct.
with NLP models, we were not able to do that. Why did you tell this? Can you explain? It cannot do it, but ChatGPT can do it.
Mm.
But when you told about critical things, for example, I also work for a healthcare startup which work in an infertility space. So there, what happens is like we have to predict whether a patient will become pregnant or not based on the parameters they have, infertile parameters. Also, you would say whether this sperm quality is good or embryo quality is good based on that. Like you exactly told, if we rely on deep learning models, then tomorrow if something wrong happens, like some embryo got discarded just because AI told that is a bad quality embryo, something like that, then the company will get sued. So we are actually using ML models there so that we can explain. But we are also having another pipeline where we are using AI as a suggestion, not as a predictor. There we are using deep learning models, where we are telling that it would suggest you certain decisions, and from there you can take it forward, but don't rely on it completely, or it is just a suggestion, not a prediction. So that people in like it's like a best of both the worlds. It is able to suggest and they take the decision finally. And in ML, it can be fully automated AI where it drives it because we clearly know why it drives it, which parameter is influencing the decision, whether it's the age of the patient that's causing the pregnancy to be negative or whatever it is, we can find out. So it is like you can provide both the features, but it is always depends on the use case. Like, but when it comes to agent part, where LLM, all these things, it is different, right? Because here you have to use LLM. That is the only core
Yes, correct,
engine.
correct. I,
Without that engine, you
yes.
cannot do. But there is an interesting architecture what actually we have implemented. We use DeepSeek kind of model as a core engine, but we have all the ML models as a MCP server. So, for example, to predict a pregnancy, DeepSeek won't take in the data and tell whether the patient will become this much probable. These decisions will lead up to pregnancy or not. Instead, DeepSeek will use a MCP server to call the ML model to predict, where the ML model can be explainable. DeepSeek is just the core engine that drives the entire pipeline. And this way, we are actually uh, like making the infrastructure more robust, at the same time explainable for the things that are shown to the user.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's how it should be, like, the pipeline that you have discussed, using the LLM as an main agent, right? Which will take the decision, like when to call
Yes,
particular
exactly.
model
This is
through
very,
the
very
MCP.
interesting. Yeah, like I love the concept of explainability, right? Like accountability is something that is not there with LLMs or any kind of this thing. So combining that with ML is like
Yes.
pretty cool. Like especially for the some mission critical operations and everything, which is pretty useful. I think in crypto we are not there yet at all. Like we are still not making use of the LLMs properly.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, definitely when there is a lot of funds involved, finance involved, these kind of explainability also makes sense. You take call from multiple different ways. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for you, as of now, we are using LLM agents for creating the intents. Like, let's say, for transferring the like any USDC or any on-chain thing assets from one account to another account, for swapping and stuff. We basically create intents from the natural language. So I think LLM is good for that. But yeah, going forward, I think we would require the ML models as well.
Yeah, I think for deep analysis of data, like if let's say two different LLMs give very different data, then it becomes like outcome. It becomes very difficult to explain, right?
Yeah.
You are giving feeding the same data, but like very contrasting data. But if that explainability should be there, that balancing it, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think since you have brought up about explainability, so there are two ways you can push it, right? Either through ML, where it is a certain explainability, or through deep learning. There are libraries which will explain, but the downside of it is if you run 5 different explainability library on one LLM, 5 tells different reasons. I mean, 5 different explanations for the same prediction.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, one of the research what we did was, like, we arrived at like 5 different explanations for each model. We are trying to run multiple explainable models for deep learning models, and then from the 5 we are trying to arrive at the middle ground based on the voting kind of. And that actually worked really well. Meaning worked in the sense, when we gave it to the user was like, yeah, that makes sense. For example, we are giving to an embryologist telling that it has taken this decision because this patient has this. And embryologist is agreeing that it is scientifically correct evidence, kind of.
Yes.
Feature wise. Yeah, I mean, we are not doing it full-fledged because there are a lot of issues if we do deep learning plus uncertain explainability. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the end, the person taking the call, he has to explain it to someone, right? So that you have to, reach to a best conclusion, which is very intuitive for them. So that makes sense, because if you're an individual directly interacting with the LLMs or any of these AI models, then it makes sense. Okay, you are the one who is taking call, but there is a in between. So that accountability is there. They have to make sure they give the best reason from it.
Yeah, correct. Like how ChatGPT gives that minor small thing in the below, right? Till now it gives. I think they have reached GPT-5, which is like the top of their research model, but still they are showing it can make mistakes down, right? Yes, yeah. So like that, yeah, we try to do it in every sense. Like, we'll tell that it is a suggestion only, not a prediction. It is just a partial automated pipeline. You still have to take the decision. All these things.
Right. Yeah.
Also, like when it comes to that like concept of federated learning in the decentralized space, like, have you seen any kind of use case? Because mostly that federated learning is kind of what hospitals do, like, meaning if a clinic is there, they don't approve sharing their data to another clinic. Success rate or a lot of things. So because of that, we do vertical learning of ML. Only for that clinic, only within their data, we do machine learning. But still their data should not reach our server. So we encrypt it, all these things will happen. But in like when you told about that decentralized storage and FHE kind of encryption, I was just like trying to draw a line towards that federated learning. Maybe it is similar in context, or I don't know. I have to just see.
Yeah, I think that kind of requirement as of now, it might not be there, but maybe in the like institutional, for example, there might be a federated learning concept in bigger investment firms like BlackRock. They internally run all this.
Correct.
That's still possible. They don't want to share their internal data. Or there are like bigger institution, we do the self-custody. Like for example, exchange might do that, use these kind of tools. Like if somebody is providing services for the exchanges, they would not want to share their data. They yeah, like there are institutions, right? Like you still because the bigger chunk of crypto, for example, if there are like 700 million users right now, 500 to 600 million still are using exchanges accounts.
Right.
So big chunk of data analysis or any of these use cases will still apply for centralized things, and probably that is why we are not seeing all these agents or all these fancy stuffs or AI integration happen very in a faster phase than in the fully decentralized or self custody, because people really don't care. Most of them, people they're there to make money, meme coins, and either a lot of people would just do self custody. If they're treasury management, they don't worry about a lot of things. Every data is accessible. They take their own decisions. But as we scale, probably as more structure comes, maybe there will be like a lot of these kind of use cases that will come up. Yeah, people might use that on day to day.
Okay. But what would be the like primary thing or kind of a, kind of a driving force to attract more users into it?
Into self custody, you are saying?
Yeah, correct. Like non-exchange, because like everyone is using it as a trading aspect, or like most of the users, like including me, I started only in the trading aspect.
Yeah.
Like once I started learning about it, I'm getting interested. I want to try all these things, like how Srini showed about, told about some agents, right? He was trying to run it, all these things, and you also showed the agent, right? So all these things are cool. So that kind of thing, like how do you like pull people into it to try? I know hackathons are there, everything.
Yeah, like
still,
getting the real users moving from exchange, it's hard as well, unless you give that. There are a lot of problems, right? Like with self custody. Like one thing is obviously a country like India, you cannot buy on ramp quite easily. You can't buy crypto directly from your funds, except there are few of them. Like few services are there, but India is not fully regulated to buy crypto directly, other than exchanges, right? So most of them end up using an exchange. And most of the people who use an exchange are mostly to hold some funds, do trading. Majority of them would be traders. So if you only a small percentage of the people who would go to an exchange just to buy and then self custody, people who already learned self custody first as a developer, they might go to exchange and then they will move to self custody. But if they already are in exchange, it's very difficult for people to move out of the self custody to a self custody if they don't know about it, because it's not that smooth experience, right? Like most of the wallets, if you have used Rabbi, you have used MetaMask, it's right, like it's how hard it is. Like if you want to self custody again, you have to get a ledger. So that's something that we trying to solve with Bruvit to get these users from exchanges to self custody. So at the end, I think the only way everybody could do self custody is when we have a lot of utility for crypto self custody. So probably Vamsi can talk about Orbitex as well, how they're doing it, because you can actually spend crypto in a debit card. So that kind of utility, it's very popular in some of the nations. In India also, it's becoming popular. You get paid in crypto overseas. So that kind of experiences, it's very hard if you're working in a traditional setting to get paid. And again, we are also in a bubble. Like this happens only still in the crypto sector itself. You get paid from a USA firm in US dollar in crypto. Then you want to spend that in US dollar. maybe it's a regulated thing, but he will go through this kind of like a mechanism to find out, okay, what debit card will give crypto and I can experience that. What services online will accept crypto and all. So people get to know that crypto is accepted everywhere, then only people want to self-custody. Or the other factor would be that they hold a huge amount of fund and they just want to self-custody and not do trading. That's mostly happened in treasury management. Like they have a bigger funds or whales. They have like a lot of funds and they just want to self-custody, keep it somewhere. Don't want to deal with exchanges and everything. So it's a very minimal use cases. So until crypto becomes widely accepted as a payment, as a especially as a payment, I think it's going to be hard to convince people to just to self custody, specifically a non-tech or non out of crypto. At least it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm.
I think what the only difference is usually when a technology comes, right? Like maybe like kind of blockchain, crypto and all. When a technology comes in, the early adopters will be there, and there will be a timeline to go to that next section, right? In that graph of users. So right now, where do you think crypto in terms of technology is? Like still in early adoption stage, or like not in AI? Generally, I'm asking.
I think it's past the early adoption stage for sure, but again, it hasn't reached the masses definitely. So if a country, some of the countries who are fully support crypto, at least it can go at a faster rate. It has not reached masses for sure, even in countries like USA or like crypto friendly countries like Dubai, previously Singapore and all. People are familiar with it, but if you go to a banking sector or a normal people, they're still not aware of crypto, right? It's just that probably 10% or 5% of the people are familiar, and there is all these tools are available for them to spend. They're still not doing it. Countries like India, it hasn't happened at all. Like payment, where do you, in India? I don't think anywhere crypto is accepted. At maybe as an experiment, few places. Other than that, we'll have to find a way to do a P2P or like have this kind of like a debit cards, which international debit cards where you can spend. So yeah, it's a I wouldn't say early adoption, but it's not reached the masses. It has passed the early adoption because if you think about it, as a crypto as an industry, we have like 4 trillion right now as a market cap, which is pretty huge in terms of the number. But it hasn't been used as a utility. That's the problem. Like it hasn't been used as a utility for masses to why it was created as a payment section. It has been just used as a commodity for trading and other stuffs. Like there are like a lot of tokens which are just trading. Stablecoin makes sense. Some of these commodity tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, that makes sense. But other than that, like these are all tokens which are there for speculation and utility, which are there inside the protocol, not outside as an utility. So when I tell utility, in the real world utility, what's that? Nothing. So yeah, like it hasn't reached the masses. The only payment can solve this, I think. Payment, and only if you to the end users, if you can give that wow moment that what traditional finance is not able to do it, crypto is able to do it, then only people would use it and give that experience of making it very, very easy to use, very easy to onboard. If there is a regulatory border or bridge, nobody is going to get passed through it. If there is no way to buy crypto, it's pretty like they will not do that for sure unless you are like willing to go through that barrier. Okay, I want to get that crypto. So nobody's in that, and people are always afraid also. When government says ban something, people don't want to touch that. At least the masses, they don't want to touch that.
Correct. Okay. So the only way like masses come into crypto is through like the currency and then only into the technologies like Web3 and all, right?
Yes, definitely. I think government has to favor. Otherwise, the masses will be like very skeptical to touch that. The masses will only touch it as an investment opportunity. They start listening to the news that okay, Bitcoin has pumped 15%, then we'll start looking at it. And that nobody wants to do a self-custody. Nobody wants to learn the principles of crypto. It's better than the traditional finance. Nobody wants to do that. So for that, state should support it. Like the country should support and I don't honestly see that happening at most of the countries.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of external dependencies which define the
Yeah, regulatory is always a barrier, right? So that is why, like USA is, some countries take it as an opportunity to make it as a global reserve. So USD always has been the global reserve, and with the stable coin, they are making the USD much more powerful. Like you create something like USDC, USDT, they are converting the US dollar into a global token which can be tradable everywhere, not through just banks and institution, but through individuals also. So that's something that countries should understand. How can we make our currency more powerful and like more global? Which the USA is pretty good at doing that. At least they favor it.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Thanks for the long explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice explanation, Kaushik. Like I have summed up everything actually from the start to begin. So yeah, just to add on one thing that about the crypto cards. So we have crypto card, something like crypto cards. It is basically like works as your debit card, but you can deposit your crypto like stable coins, or even some some tokens are also supported somewhere, right? So you can just basically deposit your USDC or USDT stable coins, and you can just spend it like your normal fiat, right? So Artex is one of the popular cards. So it's powered by Visa. Like even Mastercard offers this service, but yeah, so basically Artex provides the liquidity, USDT liquidity and the fiat liquidity, and Visa takes care of the rest of the thing like taking payments and processing it and all. Because it basically it is accepted everywhere the Visa is accepted this way. So you can just pay with the card, anywhere. Like you can like tap and pay. You can just use it as a like anywhere online services and stuff. You can just use it as your normal debit card. So I think that's all for today, I guess. If anyone has any queries, feel free to drop questions. Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
I think I think I actually got another meet at 9:30.
Mm.
But I need to drop.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you so much, Kaushik, Yagna, Shivram, Rohan, for joining today and sharing your insights. It was really great. I also got to learn something new. It was really great. I hope we can do more of this, right? It was really an insightful session.
Yes. Thanks for having us, Vamsi. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Like I also learned a lot from Kaushik, Vamsi, Srini, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Let's schedule one next as well. We'll talk about this. So we can keep doing this maybe once or twice every month. So we can brainstorm and talk about the latest developments and stuff.
Thanks.
Yes,
Everyone.
thanks, man.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, guys. Take care. Thanks for
Take care.
joining.
Bye bye.